Hi everyone, thanks again for coming to follow up with the story. So, for today, I'm just going to start by talking about how we got to living from being friends to dating. So, like I said, this person was my childhood friend. We went to secondary school together back home, and we have always been friends. I think the day before he came to the US, which was in 2003, I saw him the day before he flew to America. And then after that, we just kept in touch. And back then, we used to be friends on High Five. And then we transitioned from High Five to Facebook, and we just kept in touch. And he always reached out. He was somebody that was very friendly. He always reached out to me. We always spoke. We like ever since I've been in America, we can't spend more than 6 months or a year without him trying to check on me. How are you? Every time, how are you doing? So we've always kept in touch. And when we talk like friends, like just platonic friends, nothing. But I could tell that he's like me. He's always like me, but he had never like come forth to be like, oh hey, I like you, let's date. No, I remember one time he had invited me over to Minneapolis, and I was like, why are you inviting me? Do you have a party? He's like, oh, I'm just inviting you. I'm like, well, why should I come to visit my friend in Minneapolis? It's not like, we're dating or something. Like, I understand if you have a birthday, then yeah, that's fine, I'll come. But okay, anyway, so we're just friends. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, he asked for us to have a kid together. So I'm like, why are you asking me to like? It was not. He asked it in like in a joking way. Like, he said it in French, right? So he was like, hey Sheila, I think you would be a very good mother, and I see how you take care of your nieces and nephews. Let's just have a kid together. And I was so puzzled that day. I'm like, is this guy okay? Like, why is he asking me to have a kid with him, like just like that out of the blue? And he kind of laughed it off when he said that because he could tell that I was so shocked. I'm like, why were you telling me that? And then he's like, well, I'm just saying, you're single, I'm single, let's just have a kid together. And then I remember that time, I told him, why are you telling, what makes you think I'm single? I'm not single. And back then I was in a relationship. Back then, yeah, I was. So I'm like, what makes you think I'm single? By the way, I'm not single. He's like, oh well, I guess I should have asked first before assuming that you were single. So then that's how that conversation ended. In my mind, I'm like, but it doesn't even matter if I'm single or not. Why would I just out of the blue just have a kid with you? Okay, remember this day. This was sometime 2018, breaking 2019 when he did this ask. That was his first seed that he started planting. I'll come back to that. Now, after that, every single year, 2019, each time we'll talk, because we used to talk a lot, like, we'll just talk about every and anything, just jokes here and there, but it was nothing ever like, oh, he's coming out rightly telling me, hey, I like you, let's date. No, never. We'll just talk about stuff and just joke, and and some way, somehow, he'll always try to be like, oh, well, by the way, when are we having that kid? And I'm just like, dude, what kid are you talking about? Hey, please leave me alone. But like, I would just brush it off, like in a joke as well. And then in 2020, that's when I retrieved my ex. So I was trying to save my ex, just because I felt like saving my ex. I was not in a relationship or anything like that, and I was just like, you know what, I'm getting old. Let me just retrieve my ex and save it, just in case, because I don't know how things are gonna be for me in the future. So I was talking to him that time, and we were talking, and I was like I said, this was my friend. We used to just talk about everything, and I didn't bother telling him anything that I could tell that wasn't a secret on my part. So I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm so tired of men. I had just broken up with my ex, and I was just like, you know what, I really don't have time for men. I'm just gonna go save my ex, and then I'll figure this life thing out. And he's like, oh, you're saving? I'm like, yeah, I'm saving my ex. By the way, my procedure is, I think it was the following week or the next day or something. Mind you, when I saved my ex, the day I saved my ex, he actually ordered food for me. He sent me Uber Eats or something like that. And then he asked me how was the procedure. I was like, oh, I told him, oh, it was good and everything. Okay. Next thing, we're talking maybe it's 2 months, 3 months, 4 months down the line. Oh, by the way, those eggs we save, we need to, one day we need to make sure we use it and have kids. And I kept telling him, why do you keep talking about this kid thing? Just leave me alone. Fast forward to 2022. 2022, I remember the summer of 2020, this was exactly July 2022. So in July 2022, we're talking because I was taking this course, this certification course, and he had taken this course, I think a year or a year and a half prior, and he found a job and he was doing very good. So I was like, yeah, I've decided I want to take this certification course. So I was talking to him a lot more during that period because I was taking this course, and I would call him like, hey, so this terminology or this or that about this course, and he'll kind of guide me because he knows it, he went through it. So we're talking and communicating a lot more during that time. And during this period, he told me again, he's like, oh, Sheila, I don't know why I keep telling you guys have a kid together. You keep brushing it off and stuff like that. Then I actually got mad. I was like, look, dude, what is wrong with you? You've been joking about us having a kid ever since 2018, 2019, and I keep brushing it off because I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Like, so you've seen me, like you've looked at me, you've literally looked at me from head to toe, and all I'm fit to be is to be your baby mama. Like, what's wrong with you? I remember I scolded him that July 2022. And I'm like, so you looked at me, and from head to toe, the only thing that interests you is for me to be your baby. I'm like, what is wrong with you? You need to stop saying that. I actually feel threatened when you say that. Like, you're threatening me right now. Like, what the hell? And then he's like, oh no, I didn't mean to make you angry. I'm like, no, but stop it. Stop it. I don't care if it's a joke or if it's not a joke. He's like, oh, well, I'm like, no. He's like, okay, well, so what was the problem? I'm like, so I'm just fit to be a baby mama. That's all that interests you. And then he now asked me that what would it take for me to be his baby mama, to have a child with him. And I'm like, what question? Like, are you serious? What kind of question are you asking me like that? Like, what? Are you serious? Like, I beg, like, seriously. And that's how we went off the phone that day. Ever since that 2022, he never joked again about having his child. He never joked about telling me, oh, I'm gonna be such a good mom. Oh, I'm this. Like, he used to just throw it out there. Oh my gosh, you're so cultured, you're so diverse, you're so this, you're so that, you'll be such a good mom. He used to say that all the time. And then now, because he also knows that I saved my eggs, it was like a double, a double win. Now, fast forward to 2023. August 2023, he calls me. He's like, oh, hey, one of my cousins is having her baby shower in Houston. One of my cousins is having her baby shower in Houston, and I'm coming for the baby shower, and I would like to see you. And I was like, okay, well, I'm here. And by the way, this cousin he's talking about, it's a friend of mine. I know her, and I was invited to the baby shower. So when he decided that he was coming, I was like, okay, if he's coming, then I'll see. So he calls me the day before he comes. He's like, well, I'm arriving tomorrow. I'm going to go to my cousin's place where the baby shower is going to be. I'm going to go drop my stuff. Then I'm going to come to you. I need to see you so we can talk. I'm like, okay, no problem. So he goes and comes here. I remember he came to my house at exactly 5 p.m. 5 p.m. I go downstairs and open the door, and I'm like, oh. So when I opened the door, I looked at him. I was like, oh, dang. This dude has grown taller. Like, I don't remember the last, because remember I told you the day before he left for America in 2003, I saw him. Now, fast forward, we're in 2023. So it's exactly 20 years I have not seen this guy. So when he walks in, I'm like, damn, I don't remember you being this tall. So I'm looking at him like, oh, damn, okay. He's gotten taller. He's not that bad after all. You know how sometimes you're just talking to someone on the phone and you're just like, whatever. And when I look at his pictures online with all of his friends, he's like one of the shorter ones. So in my mind, I just felt like he was as short as me or whatever. But anyways, so when he walks in, I'm like, oh, okay, well, he's actually way taller than I am. Like, I don't remember him being this tall. Then he walks in, we greet, I'm like, damn, it's been 20 years. He's like, yeah, it's been 20 years. So when he came that day, he was at my house for like 2 hours, because I remember he left around 7 o'clock. So he was at my house, I showed him around, we spoke, we're like, damn, can you believe it's been 20 years? But in these 20 years, we've always kept in contact with each other. We've always kept in touch. So now we're talking, and I showed him around. Then when it was time to go, one of his cousins came downstairs to pick him up so they could go to the baby shower. Now I decided I didn't want to go to the baby shower because I knew if I go to the baby shower, he was gonna be there, his cousin would be there, and then there will be people, and people will be like, okay, who is that? If it's something that is gonna start, let it be calm. Like, I don't want people to be in my business. So I decided not to go to the baby shower. And also I wasn't feeling too good. So I just decided not to go to the baby shower because I wasn't feeling too good. His cousin comes and picks him up. It was around 7 o'clock p.m. And when his cousin was outside and we went downstairs. So by the doors downstairs, when he was about to leave, then that's when he held me. He turned around, he held me. He's like, hey, Sheila, look, I did not come here just to play. Like, each time I talk to you over the phone, you think I'm joking. Last year you scolded at me. You told me I shouldn't, I should stop threatening you with baby mama talks. Actually, it's not just that I just want you to be my baby mama. I want to marry you. I want you to be my wife. Like, I'm serious. That's why I came here. I literally came here because I wanted to talk to you face to face. I mean, I know the baby shower was, my cousin has a baby shower, but I literally took this opportunity to make sure that I come and see you, talk to you, and tell you my intentions face to face. Like, I'm serious about this. I don't know why you think that I'm just all I'm focused on is on you having my child. Like, I've always liked you. Ever since secondary school I've always liked you. So I don't know why you think that I'm joking. I'm not joking. He literally held me like by the door. And when he finished saying that, he gave me a kiss, like a peck on my cheek. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I was just, minimizing this guy and doubting him, and so that's how it started. Yeah. Now, I have to tell you how this unfolded. Because, yeah. So this was August 27th when this happened, because that baby shower was August 27th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 27 or 29, something like that. It was the last week of August. Last weekend of August 2023. Now, after that day when he came and he gave me that, peck on my, it was like literally on the side of my lip, between my lip and my jaw. So yeah. Now, what happened after that? After that, we now started talking on the phone every day, right? So every day we're on the phone. Every day we're talking, because now I started giving him attention. I started paying attention to him. I was a little bit more, communicative with him. I was more softer. I was no more talking friend, like, how someone is your friend and you don't care. So yeah, so we started talking every day, and started making plans. And I remember he called me for Thanksgiving. He's like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Because I think he was going to Thanksgiving in Atlanta that year for their family Thanksgiving. And then he kept telling me, Sheila, I'm serious. Come and meet me. My family Thanksgiving. I want to show you to my whole family. I've told you, you're my wife. You're going to be my wife. I want to show you to my entire family. I'm not playing, Then I told him that, no, I'm not ready to just, for our first date or our first meeting to just, boom, come to your family like that. That's what he was ready to do. Now, Christmas came around, no, not Christmas, December. So we made plans now after the weekend, after Thanksgiving. He came to town. He came to Houston. So he came to Houston. I remember it was December 2nd or 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. So he came on a Friday, which was either December 2nd or the 1st. Yeah. So he came to Houston. This is 2023. So he comes to Houston. He came here. He was in my house, which is fine. I'm like, well, this is my friend. I'm not scared of him. We're just going to talk more. Ever since he came August 27, we've been communicating basically every single day. We have decided that we'll move forward with a relationship. We'll start dating. So when he came, that Friday, we were just at home chilling. I picked him up from the airport and everything. And then Saturday was the day we went for our first official date. Like, we went out for dinner. We got ready, we're looking all good. And we're just talking. We ate. We had some drinks, But he seemed a little bit like kind of reserved. You know, for someone who would say that this has been my childhood crush and I'm sitting in front of her right now. So in my mind I felt like, okay, maybe it's because, you know, he's just nervous or maybe he's timid. I just couldn't put one and two together, but he seemed very, I don't want to say outwardly nervous, but he was, yeah, it was just a weird vibe. And for me, it was also a weird vibe for me because I'm like, okay, we're transitioning from friendship, from years and years of friendship to now, okay, we're trying to be romantic and stuff like that. So that weekend, long story short, when he came that Saturday, we came back from dinner and everything. Nothing happened that whole entire weekend when he came. Nothing happened. So that Sunday before he left, we were chilling on Sunday and everything. I think it was like 3 o'clock ish, and he was like, "Yeah, so let's plan for New Year, cause you know I want to plan things ahead of time. And by the way, let me just tell you right now, I want to spend the New Year with you. I want to start the New Year with you. Like I told you, I'm very serious about this. I want us to be together. Ever since we spoke last year, and you made me feel like I'm just coming to you just because of, you know, children, and that's not it. You know, I like you, so I want us to get married. Like Sheila, tu seras ma femme. That's what he said, and this is in French. It means Sheila, you're gonna be my wife. So he said that, and he was like, okay, let's plan for New Year. What do you want to do this New Year? And then he told me, oh, if you want, we can go to Cancun or just go spend New Year somewhere, just the two of us. I was like, no, why should I go to Cancun for New Year? I've always wanted to go to New York for the ball drop. So we now plan to go to New York for the ball drop. Right there and there in front of me, he picked out his phone, looked at the hotels and everything, just at random, just booked the hotel. Like he was really trying to impress me. So he booked the hotel right there in front of, I remember it was 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon, a few hours before his flight back. He booked the hotel, booked the flight, and told me, okay, everything is booked. That's our plan for New York, for New Year. That's what we're gonna do. And then for Christmas, I'm gonna come pick you up. We're going to go to this town, to this city in Houston that is 2 hours away from Houston. Because that's where his mom lives. So I'm like, okay, no problem. He wants to go introduce me to his mom and, you know, his family and everybody over there. I'm like, okay, no problem. So my Christmas and my New Year was already taken by him, you know, so fine. He leaves. Nothing happened. We kissed, we fondled, but we never had sex. Nothing happened. And then he told me, look, Sheila, I'm not in a hurry. You know, whenever you're ready. That's fine. I'm gonna give you all the time that you need to get ready. But all I know is that you're gonna be my wife. That's what he said. And he left. I dropped him at the airport. Fast forward to Christmas, he comes and we drive to the city 2 hours away from Houston to go meet his mom and his family members. And when we get there, you know, it's my first time meeting his family and everything. Like I literally met this guy before anything even happened between us. Like I literally met his family before anything ever happened between us. So I went and I met his mom and his family. They were waiting. He had told them that he was coming to introduce his wife and, you know, and stuff like that. So it's after that night when we went to the hotel, because we had booked a hotel, and, you know, that's when we actually, you know, were together and we're intimate. And it was just kind of weird, you know. And I could feel, oh, I don't even know how to say this. Anyway, I'll explain later. I'll explain later. Now, that was the first. After that, on the 27th, we flew to New York. Guess what? The hotel we booked in New York, it's exactly where they do the New York ball drop. So we're like on the 47th floor, 43rd, no, we're on the 43rd floor. All the ball drop activities were like down, like we literally watched all the shows, the performances, everything from our hotel window. That's the kind of hotel we're in. We're in that hotel from the 27th till the 1st. Yep. It was a badass hotel. Like when I tell you we were in that hotel, it was like, I'm just like, okay, what's going on? This guy is just nonchalant. Just nonchalant. Just like, and then his easiest thing with me was just the friendship thing. Like, oh, you would just be talking like as if we were just friends. Like, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm in this hotel with this guy. Like, long story short, we were intimate in that hotel twice. I was not having my period. I was not nothing. I was fine. I remember one afternoon in that hotel, I practiced yoga. I practiced yoga. I practiced yoga. I did the headstand. My legs were like this, open. Matter of fact, I need to find some pictures and just pop it up on the screen so you guys. He was like, oh yeah. I'm like, hey babe, can you take me pictures? He took pictures, finished, went and laid in bed. When I finished and I got up, I'm like, damn, this guy is not even. I came and laid next to him. He gave me a kiss on my forehead and that was it. And then later, like an hour later, he's like, oh yeah, let's get ready and go look for something to eat. And we left and went and looked for something to eat. I mean, he was very affectionate, but he was not. I couldn't feel the attraction. Like I'm just like, okay, well, I'm like, well, maybe I'm the one who's. Maybe you know what. Anyways, I'm old anyway, so let me not even focus on that. You know, let's see. He's affectionate. He's showing me that he can take care of me. He's showing me that, you know, he's leading. I was like, okay, let me not just focus on something and be like, well, he's not doing this or that. And, you know, I mean, I know myself. I know, like, I know myself. There are men, if they put me in a hotel with them from the 27th to the 1st, I'm not going to sleep. Which is what I was expecting from him, you know? But, and mind you, this is our very first encounters. So this is like our very first encounters. Our first time being together, being intimate. And I'm the girl that you said is your childhood crush. So I was kind of like, okay, well, maybe he's just, you know, a little timid. Let me give it some time. Maybe, yeah. That's what happened in New York. I remember talking to one of my friends and she was like, damn, you're aware? I told her I was in the hotel, we're on the 43rd floor. Matter of fact, we're watching the entire ball drop activities from our hotel room. And she was like, girl, when you walk out of that hotel, you're not going to be able to walk. You're not going to feel your feet. I pity you or something. She said it in pidgin, like, I share for you. You know? Well, the results were it was very depressing anyways. But at that point, I was like, you know what? Let me just, I mean, this is my friend. Let me just try to understand him and see, you know. We separated January 1st. He went to Minneapolis. At the airport, I came to Houston. Then he kept telling me when we were separating, he was like, oh, I want us to meet at least once every month, you know. Then at the airport, I told him, yeah, so maybe I should come to Minneapolis for Valentine's Day, yeah. And he was like, oh no, Minneapolis is too cold. What? Why do you want to come to Minneapolis in February? What? The snow is like 10 feet high. Oh, it's not a good time to come. Don't worry, when it's the summer or when it's the spring, you know, that would be a good time to come to Minneapolis. He was already setting the stage. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna explain. So when he said that, he's like, oh, don't worry, I can come to Houston, or if you like, we can just go somewhere. We can go to Cancun for Valentine's Day or something or whatever. So we separated January 1st. We met again when? Valentine's weekend. He came to Houston. So he comes to Houston and we're together in Houston. We spend the Valentine's weekend together. Guess what? Same thing. The same pace. Like, you see how he started that pace when we went to visit his family, and we later went to the hotel, and then when we left his family and we went to New York, when he came to Houston, same thing. When I say same thing, I'm just like, what is wrong with this guy? Like, we were barely intimate a whole Valentine's weekend in this house, in my house. He came on Friday, left on Sunday. And oh my gosh, this guy. He was so slick. So during this Valentine's weekend when he came, we were talking. And I remember as we're talking and everything, because I remember when the first time we went on our very first date, December 3rd, he had told me about his friends and stuff like that. You know, my friends are these, my so and he gave me all the names of his friends. And he was like, don't worry, I'm going to introduce you to all of them, you know, at some point. But of all of these friends that I've told you, my best friend is, I'm just going to say some other name, George. that's not the name of his best friend. I'm just, replacing the name. So he's like, oh, my best friend's name is George. He lives in Minneapolis with me and everything. Of all those friends that I've named, and most of my friends are all out of town. That's why I'm always out of town. I'm always out of Minneapolis because, I don't have a lot of friends there. Most of my friends are in Maryland, in Chicago, in Boston, everywhere. I have very few friends in Minneapolis. Matter of fact, I can't even count how many friends I have in Minneapolis. It's not even up to 2 or 3. But my best friend is in Minneapolis. His name is George. I'm like, oh, your best friend is in Minneapolis. Oh, okay. Well, I guess when I come, I'm gonna meet him. And then he's like, well, actually, and then his mood changed, his demeanor changed. When he was talking about his other friends, he was talking. And then when he started talking about his best friend George, his demeanor changed, his mood changed, everything. He was like, well, actually, my best friend and I, we stopped talking to each other. It's been 2 years now. I'm like, 2 years? Like, why haven't you spoken to your best friend in 2 years? He's like, well, it's a long story. I'm like, well, I'm curious. I mean, because it's you've been saying best friend. I wouldn't have expected for you to say you and your best friend that you were talking so dearly, or just a few seconds ago you're not talking to each other. He's like, well, actually, what happened is a year or two prior. So he's telling me this story that a year or two prior, when he was doing his certification, he had told his friend to do the certification with him, but the friend refused. And then now that he's making a lot of money, his best friend is jealous of him and he's not talking to him. Like, I'm like, huh? This was the weirdest story. Like, in my mind, I'm like, this is some woman shit. Like, what is it? I'm like, wait a minute. What do you mean your best friend is jealous that you got a better job? And, he's like, well, like, I literally asked him. He's like, well, my best friend has a doctorate degree in something, whatever it is his best friend has a doctorate degree in. And he looked at himself to be too highly, to be superior than whatever that certification is, and he didn't want to do it. But now he has a better job and his best friend is jealous of him, and then he just stopped talking to him and they haven't spoken in 2 years. Yep. This is what this guy told me. It was the first weekend when he came to visit me and we started dating. We officially started dating that weekend of December 3rd. Because when he came, we had a common friend that had a wake keeping for his dad. So we all went there and we came back. And then the following Saturday, we went to our first official dinner with, that weekend. That's the weekend he told me about his friend, him not talking to his best friend. But when he was talking about his best friend, he was so emotional. His demeanor changed. He had called all his other friends' names, which I don't want to call anybody's name. He was not emotional like that. But when he came to his best friend, George, he was just emotional and he was thoughtful and kind of pensive. Okay. When he came for Valentine's Day weekend. For Valentine's Day weekend, when he came, we were together, he was still just very nonchalant. Like, I'm a woman, I know how I look. I know how men want to devour me, like, literally. I did not see that in him. When I say I did not see that in him, I did not see that in him. He was very calculating. I felt like he was acting like he has a task that he needs to accomplish. And then when he accomplishes it, that's it. He cannot be bothered. Like, oh my gosh, this guy. So during this weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, we were just chilling at home here and we were chilling and everything. And, I was like, let me ask him a few questions. And I'm like, so, babe, you've never really told me about any of your ex-girlfriends. Like, who have you dated in the past? Because I mean, we've been friends ever since secondary school, but I've never known your girlfriends or anybody. Like, you've never really, even when we talk in America here, I've never really, I know once in a while you told me that you went on a date with some girl or some girl is giving you a headache, but I've never really spoken to you and you've told me about your girlfriend or something like that. Like, who are your exes and what is it, what is it about the relationship that ended that you think that, you know, you could have done better? That's why I asked him questions about his ex-relationships to see, you know, why he broke up or what happened. Hey, this guy told me, why are you asking me about my ex-girlfriends? Have I ever asked you any question about your ex-boyfriends? Hey. So when he said that, I was like, but I was just asking to know. And then he's like, and then immediately, like I said, he was so smooth. He immediately changed topic. He's like, oh babe, oh, this thing that I was trying to look, oh, I finally found it. He had the remote. He immediately deflected and started talking about something else. Like, hey, Jesus. I stood there, I'm like, okay, well, I guess he doesn't want to talk about his ex-girlfriends or anything like that. So I kept quiet. But that, I found it weird. I'm like, what guy is it that he doesn't, like, he just didn't want to go there. He just deflected and just started, oh, I finally found that movie I was looking for. Oh, yeah, it is. I kept quiet. I was like, you know what? That's fine. That same weekend, I asked him a question about his friend again. I was like, yeah, so your best friend, like, you guys are not talking and everything. Like, what's up with that? Like, are you guys still not talking? He's like, yeah, we're not talking, you know. And then he told me about his best friend. He told me about his best friend's family, and I know about that family because his best friend's older brother is a transgender. So the George I'm talking about. So George's older brother is transgender. So I know him. So I was like, yeah, I know that guy. I watched him on TV. He was on some TV show, which I'm not gonna tell the name. So he was on some TV show and he won this show. So I'm like, yeah, I remember. Actually, I even watched it live. He tells me, yeah, they're still not talking. It's unfortunate, but that's really his. And each time he talks about his best friend, his demeanor changes, his mood changes. Like it's so palpable. Like I can feel it. I can see it. So when he leaves now that Valentine's Day weekend, he goes and then we're talking. And mind you, he goes and we keep talking on the phone. We keep talking on the phone. And mind you, when we started dating in December, I kept telling him because this guy has always told me he admires me. I'm very hardworking, and you know, I'm entrepreneurial, you know, I'm very pushful. He admires my spirit and all of that. So when we're talking back in December, I kept telling him like, damn, this is your job, like you really have a lot of time. You need to get a second job, because most people that I know that have this kind of jobs, they haven't have 2-3 jobs. You know, so I kept pushing him to get a second job, because in my mind I'm like, yeah, you know, I like my man to be leading in every aspect, you know. So if he had a second job, that would be really good for us. So I kept pushing him. Long story short, by January, he found a new job. So when he found a new job that January, he was so pumped and everything, even though he kept complaining like, oh my gosh, my head is aching me. I'm having meetings left and right. He kept complaining. And I kept telling him, but dude, I know people that have that same job that you have and they have 3 different jobs. Like, what are you talking about? But I think when he started getting the money and the pay and everything, you know, he was like, okay, well, I guess I think I can do this, you know. But every evening when I talk to him, what's up, how was work? He'll be telling me about his job, the first one, the second one, and I'll encourage him. I'll be like, oh yeah, don't worry, it's gonna get better, you know, and stuff like that. Mind you, when we had gotten to New York, December 27, 2023, when we went to New York, we had gone window shopping in New York. So when we went, because we got to our hotel, we got to our hotel like 4 hours early, because check-in was like at 3 o'clock and we got there around 11 o'clock. So we left our luggages, we left our luggage and everything at the hotel lobby, and then we just went and walked around. We went to look for food. So as we just left the hotel, right across the street is the Diamond District in New York. Literally, this is just serendipitous, because we just like literally it's serendipity. We left the hotel, crossed the street, Diamond District. So as we're walking, diamond shops everywhere. Diamond, he's like, hey babe, it seems like we're in the Diamond street here. I'm like, I guess so. And then we just started looking. We're just like, okay, well, Sheila, like I told you, you're gonna be my wife, so let's just go shop. Let's go eye shopping. We did not prepare for this, but we can. Eye shopping is not gonna hurt. So that was the first activity we did in New York. We were just eye shopping diamond rings because we had Googled a Jamaican restaurant, and the route that it was telling us to walk through to get to the Jamaican restaurant was through the Diamond District. So he was like, well, I guess let's just, eye shop. And that's how we were eye shopping, looking for, and then I saw this diamond that I liked. I'm like, oh, this is my style. And I really loved it. I'm like, oh, this is so me. I love this, And then he now took the contact of the lady, and she was like, yeah, whenever he's ready, he will come back. So we met February, Valentine's Day. And I remember before he left that February, I asked him like, okay, when am I coming? He's like, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come see you. Remember I told you it's too cold to come to Minneapolis now. It's very cold. Don't worry, when it's the summer, Minneapolis is nice. It's very nice, but it's only nice during the summer. Like now, like I told you, you're not gonna enjoy it. So I kept quiet. He left. Guess when we met again? We met again the weekend of March 23rd. That's the weekend he gave me the engagement ring. So in the meantime, he had gone to New York and bought that ring and came back. So he was supposed to go to DC for one of his friends' mom or dad's wakekeeping, and he stopped in New York on his way there and got the ring. And then, So now we were talking. I mean, everything was good. We're dating, and we're just, I mean, the things that were red flags for me was just like he was a very nonchalant person when it came to us being intimate, and it was just blah. It was just there. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I mean, whatever it is, this is my friend. We can make it work. That was what I kept thinking. So he comes into town. He did not come to Houston. He flew into the other town that is 2 hours away from Houston, where his mom lives, to check his mom, because he will usually go over there, check his mom before he comes here, or he will come here and leave and go check his mom over there before he leaves. So he flies into this town, sees his mom, and then tells me he's going to come because my mom had flown in from back home. So my mom had come from back home. She had come to work at the United Nations. So she was done with her work at the United Nations, and she came now to Houston to come see me. So I told him that, hey, look, my mom is in town. So he's like, oh, okay, your mom is in town. That's fine. I'm going to come see her. So he comes to the town where his mom is, that is 2 hours away. He's like, yeah, I'm going to come see your mom, but let me go and see my mom first, then I'll come. From that town to Houston, he took a bus. There's a luxury bus line that comes from there to here. So he took the luxury bus line. He came into town. I remember I picked him up that Saturday the 22nd, at exactly 1 p.m. That's when the bus landed. I picked him up. He was like, each time he saw me, like I could tell, it's like someone is preparing himself to act. I don't know. You have to have been there to feel it. But anyway, I picked him up. We barely just kissed, and that was it. Nothing passionate, nothing like, oh, I've missed you. He was just so performative. Anyways, so when I picked him, I'm like, because my mom's birthday was that week, had just passed, like that Tuesday, and the 19th. Yes, so and I was trying to have a birthday gathering that Saturday. So I picked him up that Saturday, and I was like, I need to go and pick up a cake for my mom's birthday. So we went to the store, we picked up the cake and everything. We came home, and then he met my mom and everything, and my family, and I had a few relatives at home. So we're just having fun. We're just talking, laughing, preparing the food that we had to serve our guests in the evening. The evening came, my relatives in town came, my aunties came, we celebrated my mom's birthday. Then that evening, mind you, ever since he came at 1 o'clock, we have not kissed, we have not had any passionate anything. We're just doing things. We're just friends. He's just acting, doing his things. That evening, because we had so many guests, so we did not get to bed. Like I think I came to bed around, what time was it when I came to bed? Like 1 o'clock ish, or 12:30, 1 o'clock ish. I was so tired that night, you know. So I came and I showered and I came to bed. So I came to bed before him, you know, and then I don't know at what time my mom went to bed, you know, and I really I cannot tell. This guy comes to bed. I was still awake when he came to bed. He came to bed. He just came and just slept him next to me like nothing is happening. And I just sat there. I'm like, is everything okay? Like in my mind, I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? So it's in the morning. It's that morning when we woke up that morning that he finally not, like I feel like he was gathering himself. It seemed because you know he has to perform. It seemed he was gathering himself to finally now like do something with me and touch me. That morning. And then it's that morning after now that we got ready. We went to he was like, oh hey babe, I was thinking before I leave, because he was, mind you, he came Saturday at 1 p.m. and he was leaving Sunday at 2 p.m. So he was like, well, I have to take the bus back to this city to my mom, because you know she's not fine, and my sister is out of town and she's not coming back until tomorrow Saturday. I'm like, but what, your other auntie, is she not in the house? Well, she might be going to work or something. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, well, okay, I guess that's fine. Mind you, I did not know he was planning for an engagement that day. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I guess you have to go and take care of your mom. So he tells me, oh, look for a restaurant. Make sure it's a good restaurant, and make sure you look for a good restaurant, you know. Let's just go have brunch before I leave. So I was like, okay, I have to look for a restaurant that is not too far from the bus stop. So which is what I did. So I looked for the restaurant. I'm just like, okay, well, I guess we'll go to this restaurant, because from there to the bus stop is just 10 minutes. So little did I know that the night before, when he came and slept, he had spoken to my mom and had arranged that he showed her the ring that night that he was going to propose to me, and they had arranged that they would go that, okay, let's just do it at the restaurant and blah, 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 blah. So we go to the restaurant now and everything, and well, long story short, he proposes. Yeah. This guy proposed to me in front of my mom, right? As soon as he proposed, it was 1:38 p.m. ish when he proposed. Mind you, his boss is leaving at 2 o'clock. So he proposes. By the time the restaurant catches up that there's a proposal, people are clapping and everything. We take pictures because we had just finished eating and everything. And he was looking at the time. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, we have to go. We have to get ready to go to the bus stop. And, you know, and then that's when now they bring the plate and the proposal message and everything. I mean, the proposal was quite romantic. He went down on his knees and did his thing, right? As soon as we finished, by 1:45, we were in the car. We barely had time to take pictures. Everything was quick. He wouldn't miss that bus for nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing. He quick. He proposed and left. I went and dropped him at the bus stop. I think he was like the last person to get into the bus. Right at 2 o'clock, he got into the bus and left. Yep. Yep, and left. So I'm sitting there with a ring on my finger, with a huge bouquet of flowers. I'm sitting there, I'm so emotional, I'm happy, oh, I'm proposed. Mind you, nothing was clicking then. Nothing was clicking at this moment. Nothing is clicking. Like I'm telling you guys the stories, everything will click at the end. That's when you will see why it was important for him to propose to me and not stay. He immediately left, went back to see his mom, and then flew back the next day from where his mom is back to Minneapolis. Yep, that's what happened. And it was weird to me, but guess what? Hey, I just got proposed to. I mean, I'm getting married, and you know, like, whoo, this story is long, very long.